Hey, don't have a big budget and want to grow your business? I'll tell you how. Hey there, I'm Abby Herman with Right Solutions, and I know what it's like to have a really small budget for your business, but you can still grow and still thrive even with a small budget. I grew my business from a very part-time freelance gig that I did on the side of my full-time teaching job. And I grew that into a business where for the last 4 years, I have been able to work it full-time as the only income in my house. And I did that on a really tiny budget. Here's how you can too. First of all, you need to learn how to DIY some of the stuff in your business. When you're first starting out, you need to be willing to do as much as you can yourself and learn how to do some of the back-end stuff like working on your website or setting up your email provider. You can do this by participating in free challenges that are offered by some of the influencers that you look up to, and by listening to podcasts and reading books that experts have written. There's so much you can do yourself in your business, especially as you're first starting out and not drawing a big crowd to your website or to your emails. Just do it yourself until you can afford to hire somebody to help. Next, keep your social media presence really targeted. Don't worry about what everybody else in your industry or out there in the online world is doing. Sure, you might see them all over the place on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, but you don't know how long they have been in business, what kind of money they're spending being present on all of these social platforms. So just do you and worry about being really consistent on 1 or 2 platforms. Once you get the groove down and you have a really good rhythm for being active in those places, then expand into other platforms. When you're just starting out, you also want to make sure you don't knock it out of the park when it comes to branding. You don't always need to hire a brand specialist. Your website doesn't have to be perfect. Everything does not have to be completely on point. Do the best with what you know that you can do, and then eventually, a year down the road, 18 months, then hire somebody to help you with your branding. Again, you are not going to draw a huge audience at the beginning of your business, and that's okay. You're getting your feet wet, you're feeling things out, and when you're ready to grow your audience, that's when you want to invest in some more professional branding. Keep in mind that a big flashy brand, a big flashy business does not mean that they are successful. Another way to save on your budget is don't worry about all the fancy gadgets. I film all these YouTube videos that you watch on my iPhone 8. And until I hired an editor for my videos, I edited all of my own videos on a very cheap platform that cost me $15 a year. So you don't always have to invest in the big flashy products. Make do with what you have until you are ready to upgrade, until you're ready to hire somebody or buy something new, but make sure that you have the cash to back that up. And finally, you do not need to start your business with a full team. You can make do with what you have and hire out little projects here and there when you absolutely need to. But keep in mind, I didn't hire my first virtual assistant until about a year and a half ago, and that was over 8 years into my business. Now, that means that my growth was slow because I watched my budget, I watched every dollar that came into and went out of my business, but it is what allowed me to be successful and to grow my business authentically in a way that was comfortable for me. Like I said, mine is the only income in my house, and so I needed to be careful and watch every dollar. When you do go to hire somebody, first start by hiring someone to do the tasks that you just can't do yourself. So maybe that's something techie. Maybe that is something that you're just not capable of doing, like graphic design or photography. Hire those things out first, and then eventually go into hiring the projects that you hate to do. So for me, that was editing my own videos. I don't like to do it, and it was holding me back from actually creating videos. So when I was ready, when I could afford it, I hired somebody to do that for me. You don't need to spend a ton of money to start a business. You don't need to go into it all big and flashy. You just need to be willing to do the work and invest well. I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, be sure to add them down in the comments below and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.